energy and sound frequencies. Medically, it goes into the amino acids, the physiology of cells, the the inner dynamics of brain and mind. And human design has the same thing, which I will show you how you see, how you think and act based on that. And so the gene keys does the same thing on a ramped up information. It takes it to another level. And so from the outside, you go in. Jose's work is based on the Zolkin, which is ancient. The Zolkin was in the Maya, the Toltec, the Olmec, and the Aztec teachings. And it is based on 13 tones that make up the tones of the universe and 20 seals. And these seals are all natural. They're part of the natural world. So you will learn about that. When you start putting all of the pieces together and you learn to feel, it's not this. Yes, you learn it through the mind and the brain, or you learn it through the brain, but the brain is a muscle that is transferring and transmuting the mind information. It's just a muscle. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't do anything. It transfers information. It's the mind that brings it in, and it hones it and puts it in places where only that which is divine created us knows how, where to put it in. You will learn how we are connected to the stars, to the galactic Milky Way, how to view different nations, the 13 nations of the galactic Milky Way, in very different ways. You'll get to witness angels and creatures and dragons and Pegasus and all sorts of things in very different ways. And these are within you. These are literally within the cells of memory. They're imprinted in you. All of this is imprinted within you. And it's how I've been shown to find me. And in the process, I have found others and helped others and shown others who they are, giving them the clues and the keys to look at life from a different perspective. It's not that I get it right all the time. A portion. Yet it is also planting a seed in the Mayan destiny seals. My seal, I'm a yellow rhythmic seed. And a seed holds, no matter what the seed is, every seed holds the matrix of whatever the genetics are of that piece, of that plant. And it goes on through time. It's been going on for millions of years. And so, like a farmer, when he goes out and he sows the seeds in the field, or when you go and seed the seeds in your garden, and you know how to nurture it, you know how to water it and naturally fertilize the land and give it love, and you talk to the plants like I do, then you'll find that the land and the nature and the plants and what is being grown and the animals and the birds, they will support what is happening. But if you are somebody who just throws it out there and leaves it, without nurturing, without any care, the seed's going to lie dormant. It's going to either get blown away by the wind, it'll be picked up and eaten by birds or critters. It will just die off into the soil and produce nothing. Sort of like us, when we are not nurtured, when we are not given information, when we are not treated to understand who we are, when we're not encouraged to find out who we are and why we're here. It's our choice whether to listen or not. It's our choice what we do. It's our choice. Do we water ourselves, and do we nurture, and do we give ourselves the permission to go deeper and higher and arounder and figure it all out and understand how we are and who we are with other people without blame. For any adult, there is no victims. Because when you see who you are in relation to a relationship, and it could be a very bad relationship, but I tell you what, there are some very big clues and very big awakenings that when looked at a relationship, that all parties are responsible. Adults are responsible. So there is no blame. There's no pointing fingers. He said, she said, this, they did that. Don't accept it. I don't accept it. Because when you go in and you see and you dig enough, you will see where and how the little buttons have been pushed. And it's when we can acknowledge that there is a great healing, and there is great revelation, and there is great forgiveness. Number one, for yourself and for others. So those are some of the things that over time I will cover. When I explain how my mind brain work, you will understand how and why I just expand. I see a piece, and then we go through that, and then in the moment, I can see something that I had never seen before. And one thing that has happened in the last several years, particularly with the insane pandemic that was created, it was a very effective tool to separate people. It was a very effective tool to break people down, to shut down information, to shut down consciousness, to shut down the ability to share and talk. Because this is fine one way. This is fine having me be able to share with you. For me, and the most beneficial for everyone, is when I do this in person. When I, you, me, we interact and come together energetically in person. That is the most powerful tool, and that is exactly why it was stopped. Know that. Who you are and being witnessed by somebody else, how you present the energy of who you are, says a huge amount. And is one of the things I love doing when people walk. I'm out, and when people walk labyrinths, and I teach them how that, and what I do is at the beginning, douse their energy field, their auric field, and say, okay, this is who you are. And it's like, oh, wow, okay, and explain. Okay, this is where people meet you. You know, it's usually somewhere between 4, 5, 6 feet, which is average. We'll see, walk the labyrinth, do your ceremony, I'll hold the space for it, and then we'll see what happens. And so they do, whether it be one of the ones that I paint and put it out in a park or a garden, or do ceremony with it under a a veiled tent that I've had, or inside, it doesn't matter. It's the energy that is transmuted and imbued within the frequency of what the geometries are, the whole as a whole. And if they're outside, it's the land. The land is the one that is speaking in all different ways. And so when they've finished and they stand, I say, stand right there. And I get my pendulum or my hands, and I walk back. And they're standing right there, and I'm, okay, every now and again, do you feel anything? And it's like, yes. And if it's pendulum, it's spinning, and it gets, and as I move back, it gets faster and faster. And they're watching, and they can feel it. It's like this is a thread. Do you feel it? Can you feel it now? There's a thread. And it goes back and back and back and back and back and back. Sometimes I go back 20 feet, 30 feet, 50 feet, depending. I stand and I go back and back in my head. Sometimes it can be 300 feet. And I walk back to them when it stops swinging. And it's like the radiance of a person. And I say, that is who you are. That is your potential. And you've forgotten. That is why they don't want, people were not allowed to walk labyrinths for a long, 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 long time. Because those who made the rules knew the power, and they didn't want the people to. So now, and I say, that's not just this distance that I walked. That's 360 degrees, that size. And there's that size all the way up and all the way down into the deep core of Mother Earth. And what is remarkable, I just have to look at them. Doesn't matter who it is, man or woman, mainly without knowledge, completely innocent. They had no idea, most of them, what I'm even talking about. I said, do you feel it? It's like, oh. And then I see this rising up of an energy that is so incredibly powerful from inside of them, because I have acknowledged who they are, and they have felt it for the very first time. They can feel it in their bone, their frequency of their body. And I said, every now and again you're going to feel a rush. It's like, and I said, what it is are the dams breaking, the light opening of the blockages, and it's the stuff that doesn't need to be there, that was all part of the journey, you're walking in and out. It's moving through and it's going out through your feet. The energy. They leave, walk away, completely different people. They walk away with a completely different frequency, vibration of their body. They started here and they went here, or some of them go